friends, it's Sigrid. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sigrid and I make videos about books because I love them. Today I'm going to be doing my monthly book of the month unboxing. This is for the month of October. I don't even remember if I got a lot of books. I don't even remember what the selections were. But I got two accounts, so I'm going to be unboxing two accounts. If you're unfamiliar with Book of the Month, it is a book subscription box where you get one newly released hardcover edition for $14.99. It works by credit, so each month when you pay the subscription price, you get one credit, and you can choose to either pick from the 5 books that they're offering. Sometimes you get to choose an older book called a member's fave. Or you can skip for that month and come back the next month and you can save your credit. If you're subscribed for 12 months, you become what is known as a BFF and you get special perks. So for your birthday month, you get a free book. And at the end of the year, when you're voting on Best Book of the Year, I believe in either December or January, you get to choose one of the, I think, 5 runner-ups for Best Book of the Year. That's really cool, but for me, I feel like I'm already gonna have that book. So now I'm just like, I don't want to get a second version of it, so I would rather just have another credit. But if you're already a BFF and you've already gotten all of the books that they're offering for Best Book of the Year, you can just reach out to customer service and tell them that, and they'll give you a credit instead of making you choose one of the books. No, I don't know this to be true, but I heard about it from someone in one of the book forums. So, I mean, you're willing to take a chance, but if not, hey, you can just choose one for a gift and give it to someone, which would be pretty cool. Okay, so let's move into unboxing my 2 Book of the Month boxes. So I am seeing the bookmark. It says, "And then what happened?" That is so cute. I like their little like quotes. It's really cute. Okay, so I remember now. This was one of the picks that I picked for this month. This is from Lisa Jewell. It's The Night She Disappeared. This is a thriller. Unfortunately, this is actually a book that is in one of my other book boxes that you will see really soon, but I know that it is a book that is in there. I forgot, I guess. So now I have 2 of them. It's a beautiful summer night in a charming English suburb when Tallulah and Zach head out to a bar for the first time since the birth of their infant son. Just 19 years old, they've been looking forward to this night and a break from bottles and diapers. A party at the massive country estate of a new college friend seems like the perfect way to unwind until morning comes and the 2 don't make it home. Tallulah's mother, Kim, struggles to piece together what happened that night. She manages to contact her daughter's friends, but they dodge all of her questions. Even Zach's mom doesn't seem too concerned. Convinced that the pair ran away to escape their parental responsibilities, but Kim had just found an engagement ring in Zach's coat pocket the day before. Why would 2 parents so devoted to their family abandon their child? 1 year after the case runs cold, a writer moves into a cottage on the edge of the woods that border the same estate where the couple disappeared. Known locally as the Dark Place, the dense forest is her favorite area for long walks, and it's on one such stroll that she stumbles upon a mysterious note that simply reads, "Dig here." Could this be a clue to the young couple's disappearance? And what exactly is buried in this haunted ground? With her signature rich, dark, and intricately twisted Ruth Ware best-selling author prose, Lisa Jewell has crafted another dazzling work of suspense that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the final page. Next up, we have an add-on. This is Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner. I think this is a nonfiction memoir, and I've heard people say good things about it, and I was like, I have to get it. I just really want to try it. I really have been into nonfiction this month, you guys, but it's such a quick read. Look at that. Like, I feel like I'm probably gonna like it. From the indie rock musician known as Japanese Breakfast, an unflinching, powerful story of family, food, grief, and love. Where Michelle Zauner was in her mid-20s, working as a waitress and struggling to launch her music career in Philadelphia, she got a call that her mother was ill. She put her life on hold and flew home to Eugene, Oregon, and to be with her mother through the final excruciating months of her battle with cancer. This is Zauner's searingly candid coming-of-age story of growing apart from and then back together with her Korean identity and of forging her own path in the wake of a devastating loss. With humor and heart, she tells of growing up Asian American, straining to meet her mother's expectation, moving across the country, and returning home to reckon with grief. She recalls treasured childhood holidays spent in her grandmother's tiny apartment in Seoul, and now in adulthood, learning to cook the Korean dishes that revive and nourish those memories. She savors the unexpected solace of weekly trips to her favorite Asian grocery store. Vivacious and plain-spoken, lyrical and honest, Xana's voice is as radiantly alive on the page as it is on stage. Crying in H Mart is an exquisite debut, a book to cherish, share, and reread. Oh, that is lovely. I feel like I'm probably gonna cry. So I think people were saying that they cried, and I'm such a weird person, because if you tell me that you cried while reading a book, I'm gonna get that book because I want to see if it can make me cry. And the last book that I got for this box is Everything We Didn't Say by Nicole Bart. One night changed everything. Juniper Barker was 19 when her world was torn apart. As fireworks lit up the summer sky, her neighbors were brutally murdered right outside their barn. Wow, they just really jumped into there. And to Juniper's horror, her younger brother became the prime suspect. In an instant, everything she loved fell apart. She escaped, pledging never to return. Until now. Officially, Juniper is back in town to help a friend, but really, she's here to repair her relationship with her teenage daughter, the source of her biggest regret, and to solve the infamous Murphy murders. As history begins to repeat itself, as a dogged, long true crime podcaster starts sniffing around, the race to the truth puts past and present on a dangerous collision course. Except this time, it's her daughter's life that hangs in the balance. Ooh, so this reminds me so much of The Night Swim. That was another thriller where it was a podcaster who was in town to like report on her story, but while she was there, someone reached out to her to investigate this old crime, and somehow both of the current crime and the old crime kind of connected in some way. It was so good. I rated it 5 stars. I recommend it, and this book sounded so much like it that I was like, I have to get it. Like, I love thrillers, you guys. It's one of my favorite genres. So excited about this. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books and what your thoughts were. Okay, you guys, so we're moving on to the second box. Okay, I have been waiting for this book for so long because everybody is talking about it, and that is the Ex Hex by Erin Sterling. Like, I'm so excited to read this. I love witch books. Like, October is witch month for me, okay? I know it's supposed to be spooky season. No. Nay, nay. It is witch month. Never mix vodka and witchcraft. 9 years ago, Vivian Jones nursed her broken heart like any young witch would do. Vodka, weepy music, bubble baths, and a curse on the horrible boyfriend. Sure, Vivi knows she shouldn't use her magic this way, but with only an orchid hayride, scented candle on hand, she isn't worried it will cause him anything more than a bad hair day or two. That is, until Rice Penhallow, descendant of the town's ancestor, breaker of hearts, and annoyingly just as gorgeous as he always was, returned to Graves Glens, Georgia. What should be a quick trip to recharge the town's ley lines and make an appearance at the annual fall fair turns disastrously wrong. With one calamity after another striking Rise, Vivi realizes her silly little Ex Hex may not have been so harmless after all. Suddenly, Graves Glen is under attack from murderous wind-up toys, a pissed-off ghost, and a talking cat with some interesting things to say. Vivi and Rise have to ignore their off-the-charts chemistry to work together to save the town and find a way to break the breakup curse before it's too late. Oh, how cute. I just feel like this is going to be like really cute. So this was like a romance book, but it's like, oh my God, look at that. They're so cute. Look at them. Oh my God, so they're going to get together. Look how thin it is. Like, this is going to be a quick read. So I feel like I'm probably going to read this really soon. If you don't follow me on Goodreads or Instagram, then you don't know my ratings for some of the books because I barely talk about them on YouTube because I do them on other places. I'm always keeping Goodreads up to date, so you pretty much know the page that I'm on. And immediately after I finish a book, I always rate it. So definitely consider following me on there if you want to know my thoughts on these books. And on Instagram, I do a monthly wrap-up where I just talk about everything that I read, and I give you my ratings in like a picture format. Okay, So the next book I got was Sankofa, and this is by Chibunde Anuzo. There's actually a place in DC called Sankofa. It's like a bookstore cafe that's close to Howard's undergrad campus, just in case you guys didn't know. Okay, so it says, the exhilarating story of a mixed-race woman who goes in search of the African father she never knew. After years of being a daughter, a wife, and a mother, Anna finally has the time to wonder who she really is. But the only person who can tell her, her mother, the only parent who raised her, is dead. Searching through her mother's belongings one day, Anna uncovers a few clues about her father, whom she never knew. Student diaries chronicle his involvement in radical politics in 1970s London, involvement that eventually led him to return to Africa, where he became the president. Some would say dictator of a small nation in West Africa, and he is still alive. When Anna decides to track her father down, a journey begins that is disarmingly moving, funny, and fascinating. It raises universal questions of race and belonging, the overseas experience for the African diaspora, and the search for a family's hidden roots. Masterful in its examination of freedom, prejudice, and personal and public inheritance, Sankofa is a story for anyone who has ever gone looking for a clear identity or home and found something more complex in its place. Oh, this is also going to be a quick read as well, so I am excited about that. Okay, and the final book I got was Apples Never Fall. This is by Liane Moriarty. She also wrote, I forgot, but it's a hit show on Hulu now. So I think it's like 9 Perfect People or Big Little Lies. Girl, what is going on? From best-selling author Liane Moriarty comes a novel that looks at marriage, siblings we love, and how the people we love the most can hurt us the deepest. The Delaney family loves one another dearly. It's just that sometimes they want to murder one another. If your mother was missing, would you tell the police? Even if the most obvious suspect was your father? This is the dilemma facing the 4 grown Delaney siblings. The Delaneys are fixtures in their community. The parents stand in joy or the envy of all of their friends. They're killers on the tennis court, and off of it, their chemistry is palpable. But after 50 years of marriage, they finally sold their famed tennis academy and are ready to start what should be the golden years of their lives. So why are Stan and Joy so miserable? The 4 Delaney children, Amy, Logan, Troy, and Brooke, were tennis stars in their own right. Yet, as their father would tell you, none of them had what it took to go all the way. But that's okay. Now that they're all successful grown-ups, and there is the wonderful possibility of grandchildren on the horizon. One night, a stranger named Savannah knocks on Stan and Joy's door, bleeding after a fight with her boyfriend. The Delaneys are more than happy to give her the small kindness she sorely needs, if only that was all she wanted. Later, when Joy goes missing and Savannah is nowhere to be found, the police question the one person who remains, Stan. But for someone who claims to be innocent, he, like most spouses, seem to have a lot to hide. 2 of the Delaney children thinks their father is innocent. 2 are not so sure. But as the 2 sides square off against each other, and perhaps their biggest match ever, all of the Delaneys will start to re-examine their shared family history in a very new light. Wow. So this book sounds so good. It sounds like it's definitely a thicker one. Like, look at that. Wow. So this is going to be one where you have to set aside a good amount of time, but it seems like it's going to be really interesting, and there's probably going to be a lot of plot twists. This is just my prediction. I haven't read it yet, but I feel like it's going to be a lot of plot twists and enough information to just keep you drawn to, like, who did it? Who did it? And then at the end, it's going to be like someone you least expected. I bet you that's how it's going to be. I'm excited to read that. Like, if you've read that, let me know in the comments. So these are all of the books that I picked for the month of October for Book of the Month. Thank you guys for sticking with me and hearing about all of the books that I got. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything for this video. Until next time, I will see you. Bye.